Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here, and yesterday we got the Cyber Strike structure decks, and I, you know, I'm gonna say that nobody really voted. I got like one comment about which part of the deck was their favorite, and I also kind of hinted at the fact that I was gonna make regular base Cyber Dragons out of this thing first. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to build a deck that's just going to spam Cyber and Dragon. And, for $30 budget, doesn't do too bad at doing this. It is a 40-card deck build. Yes. Celestial triple checked the card count. She said, don't do the thing that you did with Obelisk again. Don't leave 2 cards sitting in your deck box and then make everybody think that you're insane. So I didn't. We double-checked it. We got the whole list. Got the 15-card extra deck, and that's a whole nother thing. So let's just go ahead. This is going to be the first of 6 deck profiles. We're going to do the 3 budgets first. I'm going to give you guys test hands to each version of the deck. So if you guys are deciding to play it one way or the other, don't worry, I've got you guys covered. Because structure decks are what I do the best. I think they're the most fun, and for $30, everybody starts with the same card pool. So for straight Cyber Dragon, let's get started. We are going to use 3 copies of Cyber Dragon, very staple. You're also going to use 3 copies Core because he's going to set off a lot of things for you. I personally like 3 copies of Dry because he's fine. 3 Hairs because yes. And 3 Noster because he's honestly the best other. And so that's going to be like 15 cards in your monster. So 15 there, 6 in traps. That's going to be 21. So it'll be 19 spells. Just real quick. And so those spells are going to be 3 copies of Cyber Emergency, which is one of our tutors. We're going to use 3 copies of Cyber Eternal. Now, we're not just maximizing this for the reason of playing our card back. We are maximizing this because we just need to see it. There was really no draw support with this. We are going to get 3 copies of the Cyber Repair Plant in here. We are going to tech in the single copy Cyber Load Fusion. Now, I went Cyber Load. You guys could totally use the Overload Fusion if you like. I think the Cyber Load has some benefits being a quick play. I'll get into that when we talk over the card choices and card effects. We are maximizing out limiter removal because, again, this is supposed to be more of an OTK beatdown deck. So we need to give ourselves every opportunity to end this match as quick as possible. We are going to be using the machine duplication route. For those of you guys who didn't notice when we were going over the monsters, outside of Cyber Dragon and... what was his name again? Outside of Cyber Dragon and Dry, everybody else, Hairs is 100 by 100, Noster's 2 by 2, and Core is 4 by 15. Every other Cyber Dragon outside of those other 6 copies are machine duplication targets. This is going to make our life so easy when it comes time to play. And again, we needed to maximize this at 3, just so that we see the cards we need to see. We're going with Power Bond as our main fusion spell here. Again, we're trying to end this as quick as possible. This card is going to help us with that. Going over to the 6 traps, it's going to be 3 copies of Cybernetic Revolution. This is really going to help us spam the Cyber and Dragon. Again, if you guys were playing with more cards than what is just in here, you have more options for this. For this build, it's just going to be Cyber and Dragon. And then, of course, Infinite Impermanence, guys. There's no reason for us not to be playing this in every deck now. Your argument of that card is not budget is no longer valid. This is a 3-time structure deck challenge, which means this is found in structure decks now. So a $10 box of cards gives you a deck plus a card worth what the deck is worth. So yeah, we're going to be using this even in the unlimited builds. I have a feeling I'm going to be using this at 3 in all of them. So that is fantastic. That's going to round us up to 40. And then, again, the extra deck, I did say it was 15. Why is it 15? It's 15 because each structure deck gives you 5 fusions. And I really didn't feel like walking up with a small stack of cards. So because I didn't use Overload Fusion, we can actually disregard everybody but the Cyber End Dragon trio. But we are going to run 3 of everything that is in here. Just again, maybe your friends would know that you just bought 3 of this, but if you bought these, sleeved them up, went somewhere, and then decided that you were going to play somebody, they may not know that you only bought 3 copies of the structure deck. So even though you could walk up with a 3-card extra deck for this build, this is not that imposing. This does not make me worry about you as a player. This makes me think excessively, and I may actually misplay against you because you rolled up with a full 15 instead of just 3. So it is what it is. Real quick, to those of you that just came by for the deck list, and again, I want to thank you guys for doing that. This was just the straight Cyber Dragon beatdown route. We still have the Cyber Dark and then putting it together. So that's the order we're going to do it. I'm going to give you guys the combos video for this one tomorrow. So again, if you guys are new here, stop by tomorrow, check it out. And then the day after, we'll get into the Cyber Dark version of the budget build. And then we'll give you guys the combos video for that. And then we'll go ahead and we'll put it together the way Konami intended with this structure deck. And we'll give you the combos for that. And then that should put us into next week. And next week we'll do the same thing. But this time we will be able to use all of the cards in our collection. So we'll get to see Cyber Dragon Infinity. I finally have the Macabre I did during one of the loot reports. I got that already sleeved up and ready to go. The wife made sure that I couldn't lose it because she knows me, obviously. And it's fantastic. So for those of you, again, that were just here for the deck list, thanks for stopping by. And if you guys enjoy this type of content and you'd like to support the channel maybe, consider subscribing to the channel, letting your friends know. It's a great way for us to grow here as just a community. And it's much appreciated. But do me one favor, though, guys. Go out there and have a great day. Try to do something for yourself today. And just have a good one. Everybody else, let's talk over my card choices. And let's make this one quick, because this is just regular Cyber Dragons. I don't think I did anything game-breaking. There's maybe like 2 cards to like new-ish that need to be talked over. So the original card, the man himself, Cyber Dragon. If only your opponent controls monsters, and you don't, then you can special summon this from your hand. No cost. It used to be fantastic. It used to be a starter play. We would start this to just go ahead and start building presence. It was great in a lot of decks, especially Monarch back then, because you would basically look at your opponent and you go, oh, okay, cool, you have a monster. I'll go Cyber Dragon and then my Monarch to do the effect, whatever. In this deck, we need him for the name. Everybody will change their names to match, just like the Harpy ladies do. And this is going to come in handy when we go into the Cyber End, because in order to make Cyber End Dragon, you need to fuse 3 copies of Cyber Dragon. And by technicality, this deck has 15 copies of Cyber Dragon. So can't get any better than that. We do have the 3 copies of Core. Like I said, when this card is on the field or in the graveyard, its name is considered to be Cyber Dragon. When this is normal summon, and again, this is the card that you want to start off by summoning most often. Add 1 Cyber spell or trap from your deck to the hand. Again, quite a few options. If your opponent controls a monster, you can banish this from the graveyard to special summon 1 Cyber Dragon monster from your deck. Again, since Cyber Dragon is in quotes, we're talking about the archetype and not just 1 Cyber Dragon himself. And you can only use 1 of these effects per turn and only once that turn. Generally, we're going to go with the first effect. It is the strongest effect. Again, machine dupe target. And the way machine dupe is going to work with these guys is you're always going to special out 2 of the original. It's just how it works. Going into dry, he's not terrible. He's 1800 4-star. Name is Cyber Dragon on field and discard when is normal summoned. And then again, this is more for unlimited play. You can make all Cyber Dragon you currently control become level 5. This allows you to go into Nova more rapidly. We're going to use the machine dupe route later. You cannot special summon monsters this turn that you activate this effect except machine. And if this card is banished, you can target a Cyber Dragon you control and it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects this turn. So again, not terrible. Just in here for name. Cyber Dragon Hairs, or Hers maybe. Just a little 1-star. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while it's on the field or the graveyard. You can only use one of the following effects per turn, and only once that turn. So first effect, if special summoned, you can make this card's level 5 until the end of this turn. You cannot special summon monsters for the remainder of the turn except machines. Again, we're not going to use this effect. We want the second one. If this is sent to the graveyard, you could add one other Cyber Dragon from your deck or graveyard to the hand. So we'll be able to recycle our Cyber Dragons now. And since it doesn't say Cyber Dragon Monster, it actually needs to be Cyber Dragon. So that's one of the things that gets a little weird in this deck. Again, this is going to be one of our machine dupe targets. Perfect. We are also going to round out with Noster. Noster's got a pretty wicked effect and can actually special summon from the hand. So let's get it started. The name is Cyber Dragon while on field or graveyard. You can discard one other monster to special summon this card from your hand. If this is normal or special summon, you can target a machine with 2100 attack or defense in the graveyard. Special summon it. You can also not special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except machines. You can only use each effect once per turn. This is great because you can discard a card to play it, to then get it and that other card back. So if you started with 2 Cyber Dragons and this in your hand, your opponent has 1 monster. You can board the single dragon, discard the second dragon to special summon Noster. Noster was played. You can special summon back the other Cyber Dragon now. And again, machine duplication target, very important. We have 9 machine dupe targets in this build, which is pretty cool, which should allow us to fuse in the Cyber End whenever we want. Moving over to the spells, we are going to use Cyber Emergency again at 3. This is very good for like Drytrons and stuff, but it was initially a Cyber style card. And what it'll allow you to do is add a light machine monster that cannot be normal summoned or set, or any Cyber Dragon monster from the deck to the hand. If the activation of this card in its owner's possession is negated by the opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, discard 1 card to add this back to your hand. You can only activate 1 per turn. So again, since it does state it as Cyber Dragon Monster, this does mean anything in the archetype. We get to search from any of our monsters, just cherry picking all day long. So that's pretty fantastic. We have that new card, Cyber Eternal. Target a machine Cyber Fusion monster in the graveyard. Return it to either the extra deck or special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. Very good if you had to use a limiter removal and you didn't get game. This will allow you to bring back the Cyber End and protect yourself some more. If a machine Cyber Fusion monster or monsters you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect because your opponent knows that they can't beat it any other way, you can banish this card from the graveyard instead. You can only use each effect once per turn. So it's going to give you a little built-in protection as well as being able to revive our boss card. We do have the Cyber Repair Plant. So if Cyber Dragon is in your graveyard, and again, we've got 15 cards that count as Cyber Dragon, you can activate one of these effects. However, if you have 3 or more, you get to activate both of the effects. What are the effects? Add 1 light machine from the deck to the hand. So again, we could tutor any monster that we want. Or target 1 light machine in the graveyard. Shuffle that back into the deck. So that's kind of amazing. And again, we should be able to get both of these effects by mid-game. Cyberload Fusion, again, I went over this with, instead of the Overload, I wanted to press a little more aggressively. And I wasn't into the variable stats of the Chimera Tech Overdragon. Instead, I wanted to get more Cyber and Dragons out. And being a quick play means that we can activate this during the battle phase, and the best way to do that is to maximize by playing it after we've already attacked a bunch of times. When we activate this, we fusion summon a fusion monster from the extra deck that lists a Cyber Dragon as material. By shuffling the fusion materials listed back into the deck from cards on the field or face-up banishment. Monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of the turn except that fusion summoned monster. You can only activate 1 of these per turn. What is the important wording here, kids? Yes. Yes. For the rest of the turn. So, unlike how like Red Eyes Fusion requires no special summoning except that summon for the turn, we are allowed to attack with other cards, but the only card that can attack after this fusion is the monster produced by it. So, as long as you keep that in mind, it's a very good attack. Again, limited removals. Double the attack of all face-up machines that you currently control until the end of the turn. During the end phase, destroy them. Again, Cyber Eternal will help bring them back and then also protect them. The machine dupes target a machine monster you control with 500 or less attack. Special summon up to 2 monsters from the deck with the same name as the face-up monster, which is why we get the regular Cyber Dragon, because he's the only one that counts that way in deck. And again, we've got 9 monsters that we can use this off of. So there's almost no excuse not to be able to do this whenever you get it. We do run the 3 power bonds. Again, we just maximized them to see them. Fusion summon a machine fusion monster from your extra deck using cards from hand and field as material. It gains attack equal to its original attack. During the end phase of the turn this is activated, you take damage equal to the amount of the attack gained from the effect at the time of summon. So, in this instance, we are playing Cyber End Dragon, which is 4,000. It will gain 4,000. It will be 8,000. And during the end phase, we will take 4,000. This is one of the things that allows us to just push over the opponent. And then, of course, the traps. Cybernetic Revolution. Tribute 1 Cyber Dragon. Special summon 1 fusion monster from the extra deck that lists a Cyber Dragon monster as material. It cannot attack directly this turn and is destroyed during the end phase of the next turn. You can only activate 1 of these per turn. Now, we can use this offensively, which would be fine as long as we're going to go ahead and pummel a monster. Or we can use this defensively to change a card like Cyber Dragon Dry into Cyber End Dragon, at which point, when the Cyber End Dragon goes to the discard, the Cyber Eternal spell will go ahead and special summon it back while being able to ignore its summoning conditions. So again, there's a lot of intricacy and interplay with this deck, and it's really enjoyable, honestly. And then, of course, Infinite Impermanence. I probably don't even need to talk about this one. We're going to do it anyway. Target a face-up monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of the turn. Then if this card was set before activation, it is still on the field at resolution. For the rest of this turn, all other spell traps in the column are negated. If you control no cards, you can activate this from your hand. So, again, the hand trap. And again, I'm not going to go over the whole extra deck today. We're just going to go over the one that we're actually able to play. That would be the Cyber End. Again, 3 Cyber Dragons. A fusion summon of this can only be done with the above fusion materials. And if this attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing. So again, it's a 4K. Those Magic fans out there, you guys know this is trample. We know it is piercing. Yeah, this is going to be the boss monster, the whole build. And this is going to be what we're going to go ahead and try to do. So that's it for the deck list. That's it for the item descriptions. If you guys want to see like a quick thing with some test hands tomorrow, stop on by. It'll be all right. I'm going to just show you guys the optimal hand though, and then I'll just pull a couple of hands. I'll make it real simple, real easy, and then we'll get on to the next deck, which again will be the Cyber Dark version. Again, $30 budget. If you have 3 copies of the structure deck, you guys are going to be able to do this. It's going to be great. So again, just one favor, guys. Try to have a great day, my friends. See you guys on the next video. Later.